Shalom Rastafari, Assalamu alaikum, peace to the kings and the queens of the earth. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday? Hope everyone's having a great week. Stay positive, stay on the grind, and stay safe. Today I want to talk about a book that I have read and finished about 2 weeks ago. And I've been meaning to have a quick conversation about it. This is the 11th book I read this year. And last year I read, I think, 9. So just trying to keep that thing going. This was given to me as a gift, so I appreciate it. And this is literally a book about the amazing Zora Neale Hurston. The book is called Don't Know Us Negroes. And it literally is it's a compilation of a bunch of essays that she wrote. The actual author and the editor is Henry Louis Gates Jr. and Geneva West. Again, Zora, this is really about Zora Hurston. And Zora she was based out of Florida, but she traveled all through the States. And these essays, she was an amazing writer. And this is during the Harlem Renaissance period. So she would just literally document and write these essays that sometimes would be promoted in specific papers. It felt like she was more of not a free spirit, but more of a lone wolf where she did not have to work for anybody. She pretty much just worked for herself. And she was able to get into circles and be able to see specific things and talk about specific things and write essays about them. She did a real good one as far as us being in the Baptist church, what's our differences, why, some of the things that we all saw as kids. She documented that stuff back in 1920. She's dead heavy in media, heavy in the Jim Crow, talking about the Jim Crow laws and talking about how we walk, how we dance, our differences, how innovative we are. And, having her little, she has a little spunk to her, I love it. It's one of those things where you knew you couldn't come to her with no bullshit, on any level. And the numerous essays literally just put you into different specific stories of what was observed. Sometimes it was just about, how we are in the late 20s and 30s and 40s, or how we were in the bars, or how we used to dance and how things were different. How we looked at interracial relationships back then. Things of that nature. What sticks out to me also is toward the end of the book, she documents a trial of a black woman who is on trial for unaliving or shooting a white doctor. It was her doctor, actually, and her husband at the time, because this woman was married to a black husband, was pretty much just running around town doing what he wanted to do. And this black woman fell in love with her white doctor, and all of a sudden, eventually, she ended up going to his office and murdering him, and then she went on trial and obviously got life. But Zora was there documenting and kind of defending, and it interested her. She was like, why? I wanted to know why. Made a whole situation to explain her life and how she was as a person. And yeah, it's just, it's unbelievable. It really is. And so You Don't Know Us Negroes. Literally, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not about just, you don't know us. It's really just going in and explaining our culture into depth, especially during this time. Down in Florida where I'm at, she actually was pretty close to my location, documenting some things that were happening in the 50s and 60s and even 40s. And it was rough down here for us. And again, just numerous essays that she likes to write. She's very easy to read. However, she's very, you just get that flavor with it, right? I don't know how to describe it. It's very something that I might read again. It might be one of those books that I might hand over to because it really interests me. It was factual. She gave her opinions on some of our leaders. And again, she was just one of those great writers that just, walked to the own rhythm of her own drum, right? She just would travel and would document. If she felt like working, she would. But she really was observant, and she was respected in many circles, very popular. And her essays were amazing. Her essays someone should have definitely put a book out like this, because it was amazing to get that kind of like our ancestors talking to us from that point and getting that intra perspective of what was going on and how she described. I mean, she described how we were walking, in our languages back then, right? And how we were, and these are like post slavery period right afterward. So, giving through our culture, seeing what we were going through, calling out the racism, but also explaining to people who we are as people. And some of the descriptions were unbelievably amazing. I was like right there, especially when she was talking about church. She kind of like just really described every single thing down to the deacons and the shouting and everything. She just pretty much and then describe it as on a funny level, described it as an art, describe it as why we are different, why we are who we are. So got to give a shout out to Zora Hurston, You Don't Know Us Negroes, and other essays, again, edited by Henry Louis Gates Jr. A great book. Again, I found this book out. I got it as a gift again, but it was if you're in Canada, it's a place called Chapters. It's one of those books that's definitely available, and it's definitely a book that I'll be passing on. Maybe I'll even give it down to a couple of schools that I know are around here that can definitely use this literature. So just wanted to come talk to you about it. If you feel like picking it up, go right ahead. Please do. And thank you for listening always. Much love. Talk to y'all soon.